have the lovely Jenna Dewan.
Weekdays at 3 on Local 3.
Everyone loves a fun party, and when you have a chance to go and celebrate and give back at the same time, that's just a win-win. So you were invited this morning to the Not So Silent auction. Allie Holland is here. She and her husband are chairing the event this year, all to benefit the Northside Neighborhood House. Good to see you.
You too. Thank you for having me.
So you took your Monica's hat off.
Yes.
Monica's bridal, and you have put on your co-chair hat instead.
Yes.
What a fun event you're getting to be a part of. Are you loving this?
We love it. We're having so much fun. Josh, my husband, and I started going as a date night about 8 years ago and just fell in love with the Not So Silent auction and the neighborhood house itself. So we just feel really lucky that we get to be a part of this event. It's the 15th anniversary.
I can't believe it's been going on that long, and it shows that it's that big of an event because you're doing it at the convention center. You've got to have that room.
Absolutely. Yeah, it should be pretty big and wild and fun. That's the nice part about it, is it's a more relaxed night.
You kind of build up this momentum to the night itself on October 27th. So as we're talking, there's an online auction, a silent auction, that is ongoing and will be until the day of the actual event. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yes, it's live on our website. We've had a tremendous response from the community in terms of donations for the auction, both silent and not so silent. And anybody that can't come to the event should definitely check out the online auction. It is live now. So
let's talk a little bit about the Northside Neighborhood House. You mentioned that you and Josh would go to this event, you know, as a date for a long time. Did you know then about what the Northside Neighborhood House does, or have you learned a lot more in being the chair?
I've learned a lot more being the chair. Josh actually sits on the board now as well. So over the years, we've gotten more and more involved. Obviously, the Northside Neighborhood House has been around for almost 100 years, and I did not know what they did until now, but they really kind of put their arms around everybody north of the river. So from North Chattanooga all the way up to Sail Creek, they have people in the community schools, they have outreach programs to help families in need, and it's just kind of cool because your money is staying local, your money is staying with your neighbors.
Right.
And I went to Red Bank and Josh went to Saudi, and those are areas that Northside services, so it felt like we were giving back to our hometown.
Well, and it can be very easy, at least this has been my experience, because when I kind of began to learn what Northside Neighborhood House did too, I was a bit surprised because my focus had always been on the other side of the river.
Right.
And you don't think about the need being that great on the north end, but it really is. And if it weren't for what the Northside Neighborhood House does, there really wouldn't be many resources for those people.
Absolutely. I think that they have just found a need, like you know, you don't want to call it anything like a desert, but it's like a desert where most people are focused on a different side of the river, and they really get to put their arms around the north side.
Right. So when people come out for this auction, in 15 years, you have a reputation to maintain. So what's the party going to look like? And
it's going to be super fun. We've redesigned the stage a little bit this year, so if anybody has been in the past, we have a little bit of a different layout just to make it even more interactive and fun. We've added some new games. You'll see the furs on your screen right now. We have a fur boutique where when people donate to our 3 thrift stores, then we pull the really great ones and put those in there. But
so those are from the neighborhood house thrift stores?
Yes, those are, whenever they're donated, they keep them an eye out throughout the year, and then they pull the best ones.
Oh, that's fun.
So
you know what's a fun thing? I've been to the thrift store several times, the one down here near Channel 3, and it's always so funny to me when you find those vintage clothes like that, because you can throw whatever size you think you are out the window.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. You just kind of need to take a chance on it.
Right. You have to try it on. Don't go looking for a number. But it's so fun to think about having that piece of history. You mentioned the house is 100 years old. Some people have been donating and giving back for generations in their families.
Absolutely. And it's kind of nice to see the people that have grown up in the house and they're now success stories, or the house has reached out to and now they have kids. Like, it's just kind of a really great way to see that you're supporting something very local.
Right. So at the auction on the 27th, is there music?
No, we'll have some
Just some piped in music?
Just piped in music, yes.
Well, I'm kind of glad that was your answer, because sometimes a band is fun and everything,
Sure,
but not everybody wants to get on that dance floor. So this is kind of fun that you can just shop in.
There's no dancing. It's just a lot of, we're going to put out a video, I think, today about how it works for anybody that hasn't been there, because it's a little hard to explain.
Right.
But essentially, it's a game of chance, and anybody can win. You don't have to be the highest bidder to win an item.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Do you still have room for more items to be donated, or have you?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay.
I'm sure they'd want me to put that plug out there. We have a lot of great items this year. I think it's the best selection we've ever had, but there is still time if you want to donate.
I'm totally setting you up so you can plead the 5th. Do you know any of them by chance that you'd want to brag on?
Well, we do have a really cool one that involves Atlanta Braves tickets and a chance to be on Sports Talk Radio.
Oh,
so
fun.
That's maybe a fun little teaser for a live auction item that we have going on. One of our games this year, we're going to do a bourbon poll, which is hard to explain as well, but if you love bourbon, you should definitely participate in it. We've got a couple of really great trips, a house in Orlando for I think it's like 7 or 8 people. And a lot of wonderful restaurants have stepped up this year, and we have some fantastic date nights that we kind of put together as auction items.
Which, once again, is local.
Yes,
and that's a great thing. I'm so glad to see you.
I'm so glad to see you too.
To be co-chairing an event, you look very good.
Oh, thank you.
It's just a few days away.
It's a facade. I just put the makeup on.
Okay,
so.
well, keep it going. It's working. So you can go be a part of it. Go to inandhouse.org/events. That's where you can get your tickets.
That's right. Yes,
October 27th is the place to be at the convention center. What time does it start? Do you remember?
It starts at 6.
Okay.
VIPs get in at 5.
Okay.
So if you want to get in a little early, get a VIP.
Get a VIP, and you don't have to wait, because you can go online right now to the online part, and you can just be bidding on things for the next few days.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Why not? For a good cause.
My dad was a veteran, a pastor, and a small businessman. He used to tell us that if somebody hires you to do a job, do the job they hired you to do. It's something I've tried to live by every day in the Senate. It's why I've worked to create jobs, why I'm fighting to expand affordable health care, and why I work with Democrats and Republicans if it means helping Georgia. If somebody hires you to do a job, do the job they hired you to do. I'm Raphael Warnock, and I approve this message.
From little to big, near or far, when you're ready to talk Medicare, we'll take time to answer any questions you have and guide you through our all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans. Whether you're new to Medicare or just looking at your choices, we are here to help you understand the process and make the best decision for you. We'll walk you through our all-in-one plan Medicare Advantage options with no monthly premiums, no deductibles on medical or pharmacy, $0 preferred generic drug copay, dental coverage, and a new quarterly over-the-counter allowance. We also